back in the place to be for week 3 of the 1L rematch for the fall 2019 semester. A rematch to avenge grades I had 3 years ago when I was originally a 1L in fall 2016. I got an F in contracts, I got a D in torts, I got a B- in legal writing, and I passed legal research. But that semester, in spring 2017 semester, led me to have a cumulative 1.29 GPA. But here I am, fought my way back into law school after 2 years, and this is the beauty of a rematch. This is why I call this vlog a rematch. A rematch is all about a second chance to strive towards a different outcome with the same opponent. And trust me, my friends, this time around, it's going to be an outcome highly in our favor. All A's, baby. We going to get them this semester, come December. This week, for me, was just another week of loving the day-to-day grind of law school and work. I really don't have anything exciting, sexy to share with you about my week. Just chipping away and working at writing and practicing my own legal analysis outside of briefing cases. Because being a 1L, already going through the ringer of it all, briefing cases, being prepared for class, yes, that's great and all, but it's not enough. It's not a sufficient way to practice for exams. Because here's the thing about briefing cases. The court's analysis is already there for us to read and break down. But it's a completely different animal when we ourselves have a hypothetical problem in front of us and we have to spot the issues and organize and formulate the analysis ourselves and write it down, write out the whole analysis, put it to pen and paper, type it out, and connect all the dots. But briefing cases doesn't give us this practice. And back in fall 2016, spring 2017, I wasn't doing that practice. I thought briefing cases was just enough for me to memorize and to do good on the exam, but nope. We have to do extra practice outside of briefing cases. Because this analogy just came to my head. In practicing legal analysis or thinking that we're good at a legal analysis, it's like trying to read and watch driving. In actuality, we don't truly know if we know how to drive or even if we're good at driving until we actually get behind the wheel and drive. Or it's like reading and watching push-ups. We don't get strong, we don't get better at push-ups until we actually do them. So it's the same thing with writing our own legal analysis to hypothetical problems. We have to actually do it. We actually have to be in the trenches, doing it and getting better week by week at it and starting this off early, something that I wasn't doing back then. One thing that my torts professor, because I have new professors, all new professors for this semester, and my torts professor is awesome. His system, straight from the jump, is he gives us old exam problems where we are forced to analyze them ourselves and we are forced to submit our final analysis via electronically, and he gives us feedback on it. So I'll just share them with you, some of them. So this is one I submitted not too long ago, a couple hours ago. This is a hypothetical problem. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of highlighting, trying to pick out the relevant facts, something I wasn't doing back then. And here is my response and legal analysis to the hypothetical. And yes, it's short because he requires 250 words, not 251. So, got to be very concise with every sentence. And it makes sense of why he says 250 words, because his reason was in court, you don't have 60 pages to state your claim, state your argument of why you think your case, your client should have a favorable claim. It has to be concise. It's only so many pages, so many words for us to write our briefs. And he's treating it the same way, which I think is excellent. But his system of helping students to practice this exam writing, this legal analysis writing straight out the gate is so helpful. Man, I'll just even share a couple more with you. This is from last week, doing more highlighting, another hypothetical problem. And here's where the GRA, the TA of our class, there's two of them, gave me feedback on it. A lot of feedback. All good. We want to improve. It doesn't matter us being wrong. And this is where he gives us a reading assignments for the week and even gives us more practice, old practice problems. And I just been at it. This is another GRA. His writing is in red and mine is in blue. But it's all about this active practice, more than just briefing cases. Briefing cases is great, but it's not going to get us fully prepared for when final exams come and we have this long fact pattern and we had to break it down and write it out ourselves. But with this, I got this practice. And with the professor forcing us to do this, it's going to help tremendously, where it's not going to be such a drag. It's all right, I'm ready. Let's go. And even with this, I am doing more and additional practice problems with supplemental aids provided through my school, where you can actually get these books on Amazon or anywhere else, and I'll give these to you. For torts, Exam Pro on Torts, Ace in Tort Law, The Law of Torts, Glanning Guide to Torts, and Manual Crunch Time for Torts. These are just additional supplemental aids to practice more legal analysis and even more problems than the ton of problems that my torts professor is giving me. I want to exhaust all problems and just keep practicing and keep practicing until I close the gaps of my understanding of each legal concept and rule that I'm learning week to week or on a bi-weekly basis, just staying at it, working at it. Now for my contracts professor, he's awesome too, but he doesn't give us old exam problems like my torts professor, where I'm just actively practicing this, but that's okay. We have to be masters of our own learning process and find ways to practice ourselves. And there's supplemental aids out there for us to practice this. So for contracts, I'm not really making up, but creating and developing my own practice using these supplemental aids. Exam Pro on Contracts, Objective. Brian's Exam Pro on Contracts, Essay. Ace in Contracts and Manual Crunch Time for Contracts. Glanning Guide for Contracts. Friedman Practice Series for Contracts. Examples and Exclamation for Contracts. All books that have tons of hypothetical problems that we can practice our legal analysis. Don't depend on briefing cases. It's not going to help us. Take it from me. You know this if you're a dismissed law student or even if you're a new 1L student. Practice exam writing. Practice your own legal analysis early, even in week 3. It's going to make a world of a difference. Chipping away at it, and man, I'm just pumped to just keep this thing going and to just keep practicing, keep improving. It's not about me being perfect or being right, especially in week 3. It's all about improving. I shared in a past video where self-curiosity serves us better than self-criticism. We want to be curious of why we were wrong or where we were off. That's all that I'm focusing on, is improving, getting better, getting over our ego. It's not about just, oh man, I keep getting it wrong. No, be curious to why you're getting it wrong so that we can improve, so that we can be on point. Come final exams, come December, that we'll be ready for all angles. We'll be ready for whatever curveballs that are thrown at us. That anything that's given to us, that we can analyze it and we can write out a full explanation and get A's all day. Looking forward to it. This is week 3. Again, nothing too sexy, nothing too fancy. Just all grind, all work. See you next week for week 4. Got more. Let's go.